Good evening. 3.5 weeks away from SEMO football's season opener. The Redhawks have talked all offseason about their new offense under new OC John Holt. Now, we've gone in depth about what that looks like, a lot more running, a lot more play action. But how do the players think it's going? Sophomore running back Peyton Brown and starting QB Jax Leatherwood giving their thoughts.
I think the offense coming around great. I mean, with the new OC, a bunch of new plays, whole new playbook. It's been great to learn with all the guys, and then the offensive coaches have been pushing us to be great. So all the players are responding to that well.
I think we're doing good. We still have some little knickknacks that we need to iron out, but besides that, I think the plays that we're installing are just they work well with the people that we have, and coaches trying to make an offense that works for the players that we have.
Of course, changing the offense is not fully without its challenges. From time to time, there has been some conflict between offense and defense, and while that's normal, it's something that Coach Duke has to address.
We can't handle frustration. We're not being able to handle our emotions well. You could tell yesterday was like our big first scrimmage because we had some guys lose their composure, coaches too. And we can't forget we out here trying hard and all those type of things, but all those frustrations just going to lead to a bad outcome, and so we got to make sure we're fully present, don't let the last play bleed into the next play type stuff. And so some stupid penalties from frustrations and all that, and a lack of focus that we got to clean up.
You got to appreciate Coach Duke being honest about that. We'll share more from practice tonight at 10, especially how quarterback Jax Leatherwood trying to step into a leadership role his first year with the Redhawks. Season opener coming up at the end of the month. They're on the road just a couple hours down I-55 at Arkansas State. Babe Ruth World Series GSR wrapped up pool play today with a 7-0 win, and then the Squirrels looking to go 4-0 in pool play and lock up a first-round bye. They will play the Philippines 18U tonight at 7 o'clock. Hey, Cardinals fans, the Redbirds still out of playoff contention for the moment, but hey, this will certainly help them get back into it. A series win over the reigning World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers. How about that? Did not expect that one. No game tomorrow for St. Louis. They will be back in town on Friday night, and they'll be hosting the Chicago Cubs.